So 3DO has just announced a new version of their well-known Nozzle Cam, which now is a modular system, and some of you may know now also features an enclosure camera. And as always with the good things, I needed it. So yeah, when they dropped the pre-sale, the only right thing to do was directly buy the whole setup. And after 2 weeks of waiting, the package has finally arrived. So I thought I'll provide you with a quick review or unpackaging video of the Nozzle Cam. It's quite beautifully packaged, as with most 3DO orders. Invoice right on top. The 3DO plushie, I guess I got a frog this time. Really beautiful and cute. The cameras and all the small parts, it seems. And the 2 USB cables in the 2-meter version, which I ordered. Yeah, that's everything that was in the box. And now let's continue with the small parts and cameras. Here we have the 2 camera sensors. One is the enclosure and one nozzle camera. The USB converter PCB with a small cable. And the new FPC cable to wire it down the tool head wherever you want to have the camera. It seems this sensor is the enclosure camera, as it's fully enclosed. Always with a nice sticker to keep the lens clean. Yeah, and the connector for the modular system of the V2 camera. Let's have a quick look at the USB converter port that converts the signal from the camera sensor to USB. It seems that it's now equipped with a small cable you can use on canvas or whatever if it supports USB. And it seems you have to put the gray dots on top of each other to not damage the board or the sensor in any way. Here we got the ribbon for the nozzle camera. I ordered the 25 centimeter version because I wanted to be flexible with the length and not be limited by it, as I'm not quite sure yet how I will wire it. It's quite tricky to get out of these small bags, and since it's also very sticky, but if you fold it up a bit, it basically slides out. Here we go. So it still has the metal plates on the back as with the V1 Nozzle Cam, and the connectors up in front on each side. And yeah, you can just connect these two. Gain attention on the gray dots to not make any short circuits. Seems I've got the wrong side here, so they even protect against wrong wiring. Here we go. And the sensor on top in front, except that this one now is the enclosure camera sensor, I believe. And you got the whole setup, which also allows to replace any parts easily if they break. And here I've got the nozzle and enclosure cam sensors again. So you can see the difference between those two more clearly again. One is housed and one doesn't have a house. and I've bought the non-glued version, so you can just adjust the focus by turning the lens. Otherwise it's fixed to 3.5 centimeters, I believe. And the pre-made USB cable, which you can plug in instead of the short wires quite easily. The V1 Nozzle Camera didn't feature the short cables at all, just the long cable or just the PCB and the sensor on the FPC cable. Just gonna package it back up to keep it clean and protected. So the thing they haven't improved is the metal plate on the back of the FPC cable, which also is a weak point for damaging the cable. Happened to me on the V1 camera. Like it can be seen here. I've tried to repair it, that's why you can see the copper, but you can see the light crack along the metal plate where it goes from flexible to stiff, which makes the edge there a perfect weak point for crack in the FPC cable. And the second concern I got is that all parts are just being held together by this little electronical connector, which isn't quite stable and made for it, but so far it held together pretty well. So we'll see about that in the future. I haven't installed the V2 camera into my Warren yet, but I held up the enclosure camera into my chamber to showcase how beautiful it looks and how much detail it has at the 4K and 30 FPS. And here you can see the old camera with its metal plate, and it was just soldered on to the opposite side of the metal plate, which I could successfully desolder with hot air. Nevertheless, I sadly still couldn't repair it, but I grabbed myself a new FPC cable with a new sensor on it, which, yeah, I sadly still haven't installed into my Warren, so stay tuned for future Nozzle Cam videos, and if you enjoyed watching, please consider subscribing, as well as leaving a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.